Anybody can still join in. It's not too late to put that one in chat if you'd like to see your name fly across the screen. Okay. So find your way to seated. Have something underneath your hips, your sits bones, lifting your hips up a little higher than the knees. Let your spine be lengthened and tall. I see you, see Death 420. I see a Hebra. I don't know why I accidentally timed you out, Hebra. I was trying to click your name, copy and paste. That was a total accident, but I got you. All right, there we go. All right. Sit tall, press your sits bones down into the floor. Total accident. Close your eyes. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Let the crown of your head float up as if it's being drawn up toward the ceiling, and imagine space being created between each vertebrae as your spine lengthens out of your pelvis. Taking a deep inhale. Constrict the back of your throat, expand your abdomen, expand your rib cage. Exhale. Notice how your body starts to feel when we allow the diaphragm to press down. We are actually massaging our digestive system and internal organs. Keep the constriction in the back of the throat and let your breath create that sound with the mouth closed. So the breath goes in and out through the nose. And it may have that quality of sounding a little bit like Darth Vader, or if you were going to fog up a mirror. On every exhale, relax your shoulders a little more. Unclench the jaw, allow your tongue to peel away from the roof of the mouth. Flutter your eyes open. I don't think you're crazy. Iris, I don't think you're crazy. Breathe. Shoot, I just said it so early. Quab, you won. Game over. All right. Dang, that didn't take long, did it? All right. Press your sits bones into the floor. Walk your hands over to the right. I can't believe I said it. Walk your hands back to the center and over to the left. I'll draw your card after class. Dang. Walk the hands back to center. And then circle the heart over the hips. How long was that? That's probably like a record. It wasn't even 5 minutes. NBA Rigged, welcome. Let me add you to our list here, yogis. Circle the other way. Just trying so hard not to say the word breathe. No, it's not. Once you say it, it's game over. And I have 2, so if you want another word to ban, we can try another word. Dang. Do y'all think it should be banned for the rest of the practice? Okay. Find stillness, bring the heart back over the hips, and walk the hands back over to the right. This time, hug your right shoulder in toward your spine. Okay, Quav, will do. I will draw your card. It will be number 13. Thank you. It seems like a fun word to stay banned. Let's get a counter going. Okay, yeah. If anybody wants to keep the word banned, you can, I think you're right. Okay. If anybody wants to redeem the word ban point, so you can be eligible to draw a card, if I say it again, go ahead and redeem that, and then we'll keep the word as breathe. The hardest word. So here, feel your shoulder blade hugging in toward your spine. Exhale, walk the hands over to the center and to the left. And feel your left shoulder blade hugging in toward your spine. And then walk the hands back to center. Bring the bottom foot and place it on top. I'm going to do my best not to say it for the rest of the practice. And then circle your heart over your hips again and start to feel a lengthening. As you move over to one side, lengthen in, press down through the left sits bone. Expand the left shoulder, come around, exhale, press your right sits bone in, lengthen the right side body and around. I'm getting all sorts of like pops in the back from doing this. Wonderful. See death. Come to center and circle the other way. You might even hear gurgles in your own body. My tummy was gurgling from this movement. As we move in yoga, we really help our whole entire body, not just the muscles, not just the joints. We tap into massaging our digestive system, nourishing our spine, getting synovial fluid moving in our joints. And then come back to center. Take in a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Wonderful. All right, let's take this up to standing. Go toward a wall. So come to a wall and have between the wall and your feet about a forearm length away. You can adjust this closer or further away from the wall, just depending on your own body's needs. And you're going to start by lifting whichever hand is closest to the wall, placing that up as if it were pointing at 12 o'clock. If this was a clock, a huge clock on the wall behind you or beside you. Hand is up at 12 o'clock. And if you need to walk closer or further away, go ahead and make that adjustment, imagine there's a light shining from your heart center straight ahead. And that light, imagine it's maybe like a lightsaber. And that lightsaber is parallel with the wall. Take in a deep breath and exhale, point that lightsaber in toward the middle of the room. Turn your toes toward the middle of the room. Inhale. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Iris, but yeah, it's like Care Bear. No, it's not bad, see death, to breathe backwards. If you inhale through the mouth and exhale through the nose, it's just a different type of breathing that you are welcome to practice at any time. Did you heard that, Iris? I was like toes. I was trying to put together toes and toward together. And turn the heart back so that that lightsaber is parallel with the wall once again. Bring the arm back behind you. Imagine that it's between 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. And take a step away from the wall if you need to. Deep breath. Exhale. Turn both the toes and the heart in toward the center of the room, away from the wall. Feel the stretch in through your anterior deltoid and your pectoralis. Remember, not forcing this, but rather allowing it to release and open. Oh, you didn't know that was Anna? How cute. Turn the toes back to center. If your hand is numb or tingling, shake that out. Numbness or tingling means that a nerve is getting compressed, so that is not a good thing, especially if it happens, if it's too strong of a sensation. Take a rest, then come back into it. Have that arm at about 9 o'clock. Adjust the distance of your feet away or closer to the wall, whatever you need. Deep breath, and then turn the heart away from the wall, toes in toward the center of the room. Anna hears something. She's like, what is that? Who gifted? Suvi Blue, you gifted. Oh, was that from last week, the last stream? Release. Bring that lightsaber back to parallel to the wall, then turn around. I'm going to come to the other side, next to Anna. All right, bring your opposite arm up at that 12 o'clock. Turn the toes toward the center of the room. Heart shines away from the wall. The good thing about this, this pose, you can do this anywhere, really, at any time, even around, like if you're around people that you don't know, or anybody. I mean, they'll just be like, oh, she's just leaning against a wall, or breathe. I mean, if you kind of get out and do yoga, like in a public place, it kind of like, it looks like, oh, they're just trying to get attention. But if you're out doing this type of stretch, it's like, oh, that person obviously needs to stretch a little bit. You're against a wall, you're kind of not in the center of the room. All right, turn the toes back. Lightsaber is parallel with the wall. Take the hand, make it as if it's between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock. Adjust your feet closer or further away from the wall. Deep breath. Exhale, turn the toes inward, shine that heart away from the wall. Yeah, Flower Girl, these stretches are amazing. They're so effective. You may see sometimes this can be done lying down on the ground, where instead of using a wall, you're using the floor. However, this one you have a lot more control. So you can control how deep you want this stretch to be in your own body. Whereas if you're on the floor, there's an element of balance. It's riskier doing this on the floor. So doing this against a wall is much safer. Keep taking those deep inhales and exhales. I'm a beast, hello. Yeah, it's so amazing. It does feel good. Turn those toes back. Shine that lightsaber parallel with the wall. Take a rest with the hand for just a moment. Just remembering that numbness or tingling sensation, if you start to feel that, that just means it's a little bit too much. You're getting into the nerves, and you don't want to cause any type of damage in the nerves. So take a rest until you don't feel that anymore. Adjust your feet maybe further away from the wall so you can approach the stretch a little bit more gently. And then let's take that hand to about 3 o'clock against the wall. Align your heart so the light shining out of it is parallel to the wall, and then exhale, turn your toes inward. And return. Release the hand away. So very awesome. Come to the center of the mat. Let's move any blankets that you have on your mat. Set them to the side just for now. Let's warm up the body just a bit. Have the feet about hip width distance apart. If you can imagine 2 fists together, that would be the distance between the ankles. Sometimes we think that it's a lot wider of a stance, but if you imagine 2 fists width, then it is more in line. You use your body to measure that distance. Practicing chair pose, you sit back as if you're going to sit in a chair. Bend your knees. I'll turn to the side just so you can see. Inhale your arms forward and up and keep them parallel to one another. And just notice which foot you may have a little more weight in, and see if you can get that weight even. On your next exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Straighten the legs, stand up, squeeze the glutes. Deep breath, inhale. Squat, exhale, stand, hands to heart center. Let's do 2 more. As you exhale, bring your navel, draw it in toward your spine, squeeze around your abdominal core, squeeze the glutes. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, mountain pose. Feel your arches lifting. Lift your toes. Have a slight bend in the knees. Not a big one, just micro bend. Inhale your arms up. We have a bone here in our shoulder. So your arm, you will notice like when it is right for you to stop the arms. You can go around that acromion process bone that kind of sticks out there. If you want to have like a more chest opener here, then turn the pinkies toward each other and the palms back. Breathe. Lower the toes if you haven't already done so. Breathe in deep and feel the front body, the abdomen, the chest, lengthening and opening. Exhale, hands to prayer in front of the heart. Come to the front of your mat. Deep inhale, shift your weight to your left foot. Lift your right toes up. exhale, send that right foot back. Nice and slow and controlled. So just warming up the body a little bit here. Release your hands by your side. Feel the lengthening in the front of your right hip in your hip flexor. Interlace your fingers behind your back or grab a strap to have a hand-to-hand connection. This is wonderful for stretching the chest, the anterior delts, the front of the shoulder. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend into that front knee. 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling, and bring freshly oxygenated blood with those deep breaths into these moving parts of the body. So when you do this, when you take nice deep breaths, that's what you're doing. You're bringing fresh blood into those places. Lower the back heel, bring the arms to parallel, shift your hips back to the right. Feel the stretch between your groin and your left knee on that inner thigh. Reach forward, breathe, and lower the front hand down to your leg. Wherever it naturally comes is fine, no forcing. The top arm reaches up. Triangle pose. If you want to go deeper into this posture, you can even grab a block. Place your hand on the block, either on this highest setting, maybe on the medium setting, or the lowest setting. Perhaps you don't even need a block, and you can take your hand all the way down to the floor. But remember, it's not a competition. We're not trying to look in any particular type of way. Just want to make sure this feels right for your own body. Okay, bend into this front knee, breathe. Oh, I said it again, dang. I'm not supposed to be saying the word breathe. Lift the front arm up and release. Turn toes forward. Excellent. Turn the right toes out 90 degrees. Angle the left toes in. Bend into that front knee. Turn on the back heel. Lift the arms up. Feel the stretch in your left hip flexor. Just because a yoga practice is slow and mindful doesn't always mean that it's easy. You can actually make this as hard for you as you want to. How? By taking more space between the legs and bringing this front thigh parallel to the floor. If you're wanting a more gentle practice today, you would keep the feet closer together. Lower your hands and either interlace your hands behind the back. If you're taking the interlacing of the fingers, just switch whichever thumb is on top. Or you can grab the strap, use the strap to make the hand-to-hand connection. So make sure that the strap is tight, as if you're pulling the strap. And what happens here is you get an additional stretch in your chest. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Inhale, bend the front knee. And then take this with your breath. Two more. And one more. Release the strap. Plant your left heel down. Straighten the right leg. Bring the arms to parallel to the floor. What did I say, Subi? Shift the hips back to the left and reach to the right. Lower your right hand down to your right leg and let your left arm float up. Remember, you can take whichever modification of this pose. This pose is called triangle pose, or if you're interested in the Sanskrit word, it's Trikonasana. Breathe. I know I'm a beast. Well, I tried. I didn't even make it 5 minutes, and I actually made it, I guess, 10 minutes without saying that word again. So I'm doing my best. Quav, he already won. I said it like less than 5 minutes in. Quav won, so I'm gonna mail him a affirmators card because he beat me. But if there's another word that you can think of that you don't want me to say, there's one more slot for it. Okay. And you can challenge me even more if you want to. Bend into that front knee. Lift both arms, release the hands. Good job. As you attend the classes more and more, you'll know words that I say often. And so you will know the words that are probably the most challenging. And breathe when I said it again. But whenever he put that word on there, I was like, I had a sinking feeling in my stomach. I was like, how am I gonna do that? All right, let's take this down to the floor. Exactly. So I need to say inhale, draw the breath in. Oh gosh, that would be so hard too, Lordy. Let's move these. I guess Anna can stay. We're not gonna take her. You can grab like blankets or something to put under the hips. Again, here, since we're sitting here on the floor, it's nice to have the hips a little higher than the knees. It helps to reduce like rounding in the back. If you don't have blankets, you can use pillows, really anything. Couch cushions, anything for support. All right. Cross your right arm over. Hook your left elbow underneath. Take in a deep breath. If your elbows are not quite stacked, bend your elbows and bring your hands to your upper arms or shoulders. And then you'll do the movement from here. If your elbows are stacked or further, then bring your fingertips up toward the sky, wrap your left forearm behind the right, and then the palms touch. Hey, thank you for the sub, Subi Blue. I will read you an affirmators card when we wrap up our practice here in just a moment. So those top fingertips fold over the bottom. And then here, I'm going to turn to the side because I noticed that you can't really see my arms there. But see, being up on a blanket, even blocks would work. If you're off of those, the back kind of can tend to round. But if you're on something that lifts the hips up, it allows you to have that arch in the back. And then here, you'll slightly lift the elbows. So not a huge movement, but just something very gentle. Small movement. Release the elbows back to parallel. Gently twist to your right. Inhale. Exhale, return to center, gently twist to your left. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center, release the hands. Shake that out. Cross the left arm over. Here. So you're bringing the hand directly in front of the right shoulder. Hook the right elbow, right arm underneath the left. And same thing. So if the elbows aren't quite stacked, you'll just bend the elbows and bring the hands to the upper arms or the shoulders. If the elbows are stacked or more, bend those elbows, bring the palms up, fingertips point up toward the sky, wrap the right forearm behind the left. You have this awkward clap going on here. Just imagine if they clapped like this in golf or something. For any hoping, like this is called eagle arms, and in golf they have I guess you can make an eagle if it's like better than birdie. So this would be an eagle clap. All right, fold those top fingertips down. Inhale. Exhale, allow your elbows to float up just a bit. Exhale, bring the elbows back to center. Whichever foot is on bottom, bring that to the top. Inhale, twist to your left. Breathe. Exhale, come back to center. Can't believe I keep saying it. Inhale, twist to your right. Inhale, release the breath. Come back to center, release the arms. Good. I really like the practice, but that was a hard one. Bring the left hand down onto the mat. Inhale. Isn't breathe? Oh my gosh. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. Bring your right arm up. Feel the stretch and lengthening in the right side body. Press your right hip bone, also called the sits bone, down into the mat. As you draw the breath in, notice how you can create space between the right side ribs. To get a little bit deeper into the rotator cuff muscles, option to bring the left elbow down to the floor or on a block. And this really helps to get into that teres minor muscle, the muscle we were talking earlier about in class that's kind of right behind the armpit. It's at the base of the shoulder, but in the back. It's kind of the space between the shoulder and the kind of like the lats. There's like a space right there between the lats and the shoulder, and it's really prone to getting really tight. And as you inhale, you'll notice that you can stretch this area a little more. Exhale, release the right hand down, press your left palm into the mat and walk that hand back to the body. Bring the crown of your head over your hips, and let's take this to the other side. Right palm comes down to the mat. Inhale, left arm reaches up, press your left sits bone into the support beneath you. As you draw the breath in, imagine you're expanding the left side of the ribs, the left side of the rib cage. And if you had like a light at your heart center, and that light could go through your skin and through the muscles and shine onto the wall, it would be like lines on the wall. Hey, welcome to the treehouse. Cami Avenue Ave. Option here, bring your right elbow to the mat and left arm reaches up and over. Does anybody know how many times I said that word today? The band word. When we get into a little bit more difficult postures, we tend to like clench in through the jaw or squint or make faces. An additional layer that you can add to your practice would be to find softness. Release that top hand down. Press your right palm into the floor and walk that hand toward you. Excellent. Hands come to heart center. Close your eyes. Thank you for practicing with us today. Namaste. Now that the practice is over, the word that I was not supposed to say was breathe, and I said it within 5 minutes of the practice. And I said it several times. At first I was thinking I could just say it, but Hey Bruh suggested that I keep refraining from saying it through the practice, so I tried and failed a few more times. So yes, that was exciting, and that was good. I thought that was good. I lost, but I think I said it. I think I said it 3 times. I know I almost said it 2 other times when I was like, breathe. All right, so for Quav. Oh yeah, sure I could. I could totally upload this one to YouTube. Because the music that's playing is royalty free. So no problem on that. I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself, Iris. All right, so for Quav, let's see what card he gets. All right, he gets Story of My Life. As I tell myself the story of what's happening in my life, I choose to make it the kind of story where even the tough parts have sort of inner beauty. It's ultimately a happy story where every character, no matter how wicked, is doing their best. Hey, thank you so much for joining the treehouse, Simarava. And let me tell you, it'll be worth it when I earn that Pulitzer Prize for Best Inner Monologue.